I want to talk about what's going on with Bassam Youssef and his role in Superman Legacy. Now, this is from Disgusting Film, and Bassam Youssef says he lost a role in Superman Legacy. He was told it was due to script changes, but he believes it was because he spoke out against the ongoing genocide happening in Palestine. Now, this has sparked a bit of talk in terms of people bringing up James Gunn with this, because obviously, he runs DC Studios. But we do have another post from Discussing Films that says a source close to Superman Legacy claims that James Gunn talked to Bassam Youssef about playing a role, but a former offer was never made. The character was removed from the script before the strikes started. Now, again, this has led to some discourse with this whole thing, because obviously, with his speaking out of the ongoing genocide in Palestine, obviously, you know, that's a very bad look for DC. That's a very bad look for James Gunn. That's a very bad look for WB. But at the same time, it's never really spoken about who exactly is responsible. He believes that it was because of his comments on Palestine, but from what he says, because he does have a response video where he wants to set the record straight, basically James Gunn reached out to him and said it was because of the script change, but I'm gonna let his video kind of play out a bit and then we'll continue on.
Hey guys, I'm here to address this Superman fiasco once and for all because the internet twists facts, words, and basically everything else. First of all, I'm a huge fan of James Gunn, nothing but love and respect for this guy. Now, here's what happened. Last June, one day before the actors' strike, I get an audition for a role in the new Superman movie. I do the audition, I send it, and in less than an hour, I get a call from my agent. He told me James Gunn loved the tape and he wants to have a Zoom call with you. I have a great call with James. He tells me he likes to interview his actors, so to make sure that everybody has good chemistry on set. Everybody who works in the business know that this is a great day. You do an audition 1 hour, you get the call. It's an amazing thing, right? Me and my agents, we celebrate. The universe smiling for us, and then months go by. October 7th, I go on Piers Morgan show. I do two interviews, and then after the interview, right after the strike ends, we get a call from the studio said Bassam is no longer with us because the script has been changed. Now, you see where I can see that from my point of view. The timing was bad, even if it was a script change. This looks very bad because a lot of people lost also roles because of their political stance. Now, this happened in November. I never spoke about it. I was sad for 3 days and I put it behind me. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. I went on the Chris Como podcast. By the way, you have to watch this episode. It's great. And by the way, Chris, you're a wonderful person. Often on camera, he's amazing. And I think he can kick my ass on a one-on-one basketball game. And he's jacked. Anyways, after we were done with the interview, he asked me if I lost any opportunities because of my position. And I tell the story. And then as I was telling the story, I felt that there was a little bit of a residual of anger and bitterness in me, and I didn't like that. So the next 2 days, I go on BBC Hard Talk with Stephen Sakur and with Alon Salon, and they asked me again, did I lose any opportunities? And this time I tell the story, but this time there was no anger, there was no bitterness, there was nothing. And I tried to be as empathic as possible. And you can watch the interviews. And because the BBC Hard Talk, we're going to go on live in a couple of days, and it's going to be the same storm all over again. Please watch the interviews. I really talked about it in a very calm way, and I just wanted to, and I wanted to look and view it from the other side. When things blew up, James Gunn called me and said, listen, in my head, you were not officially with us because I usually do camera tests before the movie, and we didn't sign the contract before because of the strike. And I told him, listen, James, with the timing, with everything what happened, you know how it looks from my side. And he said, and he agrees, like, I agree with you. I agree. And the thing is, like, it was just like, it was mishandled. And I didn't like the way it went, and the timing was bad. But as I said in the interview, I do want to believe that there was no ill intention, and I think it was an honest oversight. And I hope I'm true, and I hope there was nothing else but that, right? And I haven't thought about it, and I don't like to complain or victimize myself or sulk. I'm actually very grateful for the career that I live and the life that I have. To travel and to earn my living by making people laugh is the greatest gift ever. So nothing but love and appreciation for everyone. It's behind me, and I don't really think about it.
Yeah. So a lot of people were trying to blow this out of proportion basically trying to be like, oh, Gunn fired him because he's pro-Palestinian, um, or like WB. I and the thing is that I'm not putting him past for like Zaslav to do something like that. Be like, oh, he's pro-Palestine, fire him. But again, I think it's people kind of blowing this out of proportion. It's very much like people not really looking into it when it comes to this. Again, this is him more like being like, at the time with how, with the timing of it all, it definitely seemed like it was more like, you know, it was because of that. Just like, they weren't willing to say it out loud, which is fair. Which is fair. Just because like someone says it's for one thing doesn't mean it's not secretly for other things. But at the same time, there it is a I don't want to say it's a baseless claim. I don't want to like I'm not trying to hate on this guy, obviously. Obviously, like, we all had those moments where we might have felt like, someone told us something for one and they say it's for one reason, but we kind of feel like it's for another reason. Like we all had those moments. But I just want to talk about this because I feel like it got very blown up. And obviously, people can't respond right away to everything that happens. So expecting people to is very weird. People have lives. They're not going to be able to clap back or just give clarification right away. But something that didn't really make sense with this entire thing. Again, this is not to, bash Youssef. It's more just like, with this whole thing, of did he really get fired for being pro-Palestine? Pro-Palestine. The new Supergirl, hired by DC just a few weeks ago, is a supporter of Palestine. Nobody on Legacy lost a job because of their political viewpoints. And then we have this, little snippet from an article. I think this is from Variety, maybe. I'm not sure. But it says House of the Dragon star Millie Alcock, who has landed the role of Supergirl in the new DC Universe movie led by James Gunn and Peter Safran. It it is especially notable that Alcock has been vocal in her support for the Palestinian liberation. She, along with thousands of other Australian actors, signed a letter in December 2023 urging Prime Minister Anthony Albanese in the leading arts institutions in supporting a ceasefire in Israel's withdrawal from the Palestinian territories. Aussie Theatre stated the letter, which included the phrase "from the river to the sea," gained support from notable figures in the Australian arts scene. So yeah, this is definitely not just like you know, it's definitely not because of political viewpoints, but at the same time, can I blame the guy for seeing it that way? No. Again, we've all had moments like that. It's not exactly. Again, I think I just wanted to cover this because I feel like a lot of people were blowing it out of proportion. And at the end of the day, I think, it's just a lack of communication, a very poor communication on both fronts in terms of, what was really being talked about. Because easily, he could have really asked on, like, is it because of my viewpoint? Is it because of me being pro Palestinian? But at the same time, Gunn could have been a little bit more, you know, Gunn could have communicated to him better exactly what was changed. But at the same time, do you really want to give, like, your script out to someone who's no longer a part of your movie? But it's just a sticky situation. Got resolved pretty quickly, thankfully. You know, people really took it and kind of made a shitstorm out of it for a little bit. But yeah, that's all I really want to talk about on that front.